Good morning and happy Thanksgiving. This is meteorologist Andrew McCon with your Southeast Idaho weather briefing for Thursday, November 28th. Once again, there's a lot to talk about this morning, so taking a look at the satellite water vapor imagery from this morning. As has been the case for the past few days, we have this strong upper low in place across the western U.S., and the counterclockwise circulation around that low is bringing streams of moisture into portions of Nevada, Utah, and Idaho, and this is going to continue for about another 48 hours before this low gradually shifts towards the east. Looking at the radar imagery from around the region this morning, we can see some snow showers across northern Utah. These will gradually shift north into Idaho over the next few hours, and we have some snow showers that have been in place for much of the overnight and into the early morning hours around the Sun Valley area, the Lost River region, and again this activity will continue to push north towards the Montana border here as we progress through the day. Now looking at the hazards that are in place, we still have winter storm warnings in place for these areas. This is from the lingering snowfall that we saw yesterday. There's still quite a bit of treacherous driving conditions out there with additional snowfall still falling. So the winter storm warning has been extended through this afternoon. And looking at additional snowfall for the rest of today, areas of 1 to 2 inches with some higher totals expected along the higher elevations, upwards of 3 to as much as 6 inches in spots. As far as temperatures are concerned today, looking at upper 30s for much of the lower elevations, with temperatures hovering around the freezing mark in the mountains. Now, as we get into Friday, additional snowfall is expected. We have issued a winter storm watch for portions of southeast Idaho that will take effect for the Friday morning into Saturday time period. As far as snowfall amounts are concerned, models have been trending a little bit more aggressive with snowfall totals, hence the issuance of the winter storm watch. Something that we mentioned as a possibility in yesterday's briefing, and indeed the models have kind of come around to showing some higher precipitation potential. So the current forecast is calling for 4 to 6 inches here in Pocatello, with upwards of 6 to 8 inches possible in Blackfoot, Idaho Falls, along the I-15 corridor as we head up towards Montana, with some higher totals nearing a foot potentially across Island Park. That being said, temperatures for the day on Friday at times during the afternoon will be in the mid-30s, so that could kind of make things a little complicated as far as snow ratios are concerned. So some of those totals that I had mentioned, if our temperatures do warm up a little bit, we may not get quite as much snowfall on here. Just kind of depends on what those snowfall ratios ultimately end up being, but the potential is certainly there to see these higher snowfall totals. Going through a quick model radar simulation for the next 36 hours or so. As is always the case, this is one model. It's not exactly how things are going to play out, but as we see this afternoon, much of the area really starts to clear out. This will be very brief, however, as we will get additional moisture streaming in from the south late tonight into the overnight hours Friday, and much of the area can expect to see some snowfall from anytime after about midnight or so Friday morning, continuing through much of the day Friday. Again, this is not exactly how things will play out. It's just one model showing us what it thinks the progression of this moisture stream will be on Friday, but nevertheless, the potential is certainly there for some heavier snowfall totals here in the Snake Plain and along the eastern highlands as we go along the Wyoming border. So, a lot of areas saw snow on Wednesday. Not a lot in Pocatello, Idaho Falls area. That could change for Friday, however, as the potential is certainly there for some heavier snowfall totals. And as we get into Saturday, that system will gradually start to push away, but north winds will be in place, allowing temperatures to drop quite a bit compared to Friday. So high temperatures on Saturday, only in the lower to mid 20s across much of the area. So any snowfall that does fall on Friday is not going to go anywhere for a while. So that's all we have for this morning. Please be sure to stay safe out there. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to give us a call. Thank you. Have a great Thanksgiving.